Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Clarified Moments, Clear Conscious Thought, which is the ability to think rationally from a place of logic and reason versus emotion, to exercise critical thinking skills and criticize your own thoughts and remove warped views and perspectives that hinder common sense. So, as you very well know, the officer who killed George Floyd's trial just ended. And which I guess, unless you've been hiding under a rock or something, you should know this. So I wanted to comment on it, and like millions of others already are, and hopefully I can bring a sense of clarity to the conversation, which promotes clear conscious thought. So I made a post just recently, and it was on Facebook. And I was referring to the officer and George Floyd as Dumb and Dumber. Now, I had a few conversations with some well-respected people in my life, some people that I value. I value their opinion, their perspective. And without getting into the details of what the conversation was about word for word, I do want to clarify some things. I do want to tell you this, that the point of clarity I was trying to make with that post was that both of those gentlemen made dumb decisions. Trust me, I've made plenty of them, which most of us have. And if we're honest with ourselves, does that mean it has to cost us our life? Of course not, but it can. Should it cost you your freedom and job and reputation? Believe me, it can. So we act like that we can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Real talk, like we can't call a spade a spade. And I guess in this climate, you're not supposed to. But I argue that this is the exact climate that we need to. Overlooking the blatant dirt. And for those of us that's from the hood, you know what that means. That takes place in our own communities at the hands of those that look just like you and I, puts us and everyone at risk, especially, as I like to say, the same black, brown, and blue man at risk of being subject to what this officer did. We're all at risk. How is it that acknowledging the personal accountability and responsibility of both parties involved somehow diminishes or enhances the part or blame of both parties? We know it ain't right on both sides. Or should I say, we know it's not right. There's this unspoken rule in the hood that dirt can't be challenged. But I'm here to tell you, stop doing dirt. Like most people don't want, most people don't want no fight. They don't want no smoke. Most folks, they just want to live peacefully, police included. As a code enforcement officer, that's the least that we wanted. We're trying to finesse the situation to try to get you to comply. My mom used to tell me this, that two wrongs don't make a right. Was the knee on his neck wrong? Yeah, absolutely. But was the dirt that George Floyd was doing, was that wrong too? And I'm not going to go into detail about his past, because this video is not even about that. It's not about the man's history. The man is dead and gone. That's pointless. But what I'm trying to say is we all have a past, but some of us continue to relive our past over and over again. We can't break free of this zombie-like thought where we're lost in the bitterness of the experience. And because of that, we keep reliving this experience, which doesn't serve our better future or greatest future. Majority of decisions we make every day are in relation to our existence and performance. So if my existence revolves around self-centered motives and actions, then my performance would be driven by the same thing. If my existence is dirty, doing dirt, I'm just a dirty individual. I don't care what I have to do to get what I have to get or what I feel I need. That was me, folks. Coming from a person who did dirt. And I some of my homies, I got some of my homies who know this. They know what I've done. They know what we did. I ain't bragging necessarily. I'm not even necessarily proud of it. I'm not saying this because I'm just saying this because I understand the culture of this belief system. And make no mistake about it, it is a belief system. And I say all the time, me in the streets, we had a fling, but not a love affair. Like we just had a fling. I wasn't in love with the streets. I actually liked doing dirt outside of the obvious possibility of gain. It also gave me a sense of belonging, which is crazy. It gave me an adrenaline rush. But until we can actually say stop doing dirt, stop advocating dirt, stop promoting dirt, stop singing about dirt, rapping about dirt, co-signing dirt, nothing's going to change. And it won't stop because it's a choice. It's not the only option. At least we used to say stay out the way. That's what I used to say. What does stay out the way mean? For those of us that don't know what this term means, let me explain it to you. So what it really means is it's as little confrontation as possible. I'm out the way. If I engage law enforcement, it's in passing. It's not argumentative. I'm taking a position just to get out the way. I mean, most folks who grew up in the hood will tell you that they don't argue with other men or women because that thing escalates. And when you argue, you might as well go on and get ready to go on and do something. And so the cost of the argument can cut into your bottom line. Going to jail, running a block hot, causing law enforcement to come to a particular area or location, bringing unwarranted attention from adversaries, or as they like to say, ops. So, I'm not advocating, like E40 had this line in a song, Sprinkle Me, where he was talking about doing dirt, but then getting out the way. It was get what you need out the game and sit your age down, invest your money in some things and start clocking, pal. He's a better rapper than me, of course. But I always thought like that when I was living this sort of a lifestyle. I was like, I'm finna get out the way. I'm finna get what I need to get, and I'm getting out the way. And I also remember this encounter I had with this officer, and I was dirty. I'm like, I'm dirty, you guys. I'm really dirty. Like I got a pocket full of, you know what? I had a pocket full of money. I got the stick in my back, in my pants, in the spine of my back, like. But again, I ain't want no trouble. So I come around the corner. I never forget this. So I'm running the streets. I'm still at mom's house, by the way. And I'm running the streets. And what happened was I bend the corner, right? And when I bend the corner, I see my mom and she's on the porch and she's talking to law enforcement. But they both made eye contact with me, so I couldn't slide out the way. And I hear her say, there he is. So the officer says, come here, son. I think I was about 19. I'm running the streets. I'm doing my thing. And I reluctantly come, but I already made up in my mind that this is not going to be confrontational. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to talk my way out of this if he becomes a little more than aggressive. When I say a little more than aggressive, I ain't talking about him slamming me or pistol whipping me or pulling his pistol on me or whatever, all that nonsense. I'm talking about him saying, come here, son, trying to frisk me or go in my pocket, see what just all in my space. So I'm saying, you know what? I'm not trying to be confrontational. I'm going to talk my way up out of this. And that was the mindset I had. I ain't want no conflict with no one. Not to say that I was afraid of it. But I ain't want no conflict because that conflict led to other things. That means that it could elevate. or escalate. And so long story short, I yes sir, no sir, I'm trying. I know I'm disappointing my mom, blah, blah, blah. All this, knowing that I'm dirty. I'm sweating bullets right now, literally. And he lets me go. Doesn't search my pockets. I'm standing 2 feet away from him with a pocket full of whatever. But my point is this. At this point, at this juncture, that mindset, it no longer exists. To stay out the way. To not escalate the situation. You have you have all these so-called social justice warriors, the woke corporations, the so-called political leaders, like refusing to call out dirt except when it's done by a certain skin color. It makes it seem like it's cool to do dirt, to be seen doing it. And if it's challenged by law enforcement or anyone for that matter, that they just yell racism, white supremacy, and oppression. Real talk, we already know that it's some people in our communities that are doing dirt. And I was one of them. And then plus with the potential payout from something going left, it's a win-win strategy as far as the conflict is concerned. I mean, they paid George Floyd's family $27 million before the trial even began. If that's not influential in somebody thinking, you know what, I might just flex on this office. Like, that's an incentive. And like I said, I remember when I was growing up in the hood, I'll never forget this too. I had a homie, and I ain't trying to call him out. He know who he is, but that's my homie. Ain't nothing but love. But, and I don't remember the exact amount, but he propositioned me about some myth that he heard, right? Basically, the myth was if you get shot by someone and law enforcement comes and EMTs come and they can't identify who done it, they take you to the hospital. Obviously you survive. He propositioned me to shoot him in the leg, which ain't no guarantee. You can bleed out, but I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know about that, dog. But he made it sound so good. It was tempting. But my point is, like, this is the sort of energy that we're feeding into today, and it's paying out. Like, it's working. And I'm not saying that we're having conversation behind closed doors saying, let's fight the police. Hopefully they go left, and then when it goes left, then we could be, we can get paid. I'm not saying that, but it's possible. It's really possible that these conversations could be taking place. I know the race-bait hustlers, I know they getting paid. I mean, and again, if we were that desperate for a payday with very little evidence back then, with all the evidence now that it pays, it's highly possible. Some desperate, highly impressionable young men and women. Come on now. Real talk. It's possible. But that's notwithstanding the potential possibility of you losing your life. You guys, comment in the comment section. Let me know. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about the comments, my posts. Just let me know what's on your heart, what's on your mind. Because I strongly do, deep down in my heart, like I'm convicted about this every day. I have a strong conviction about challenging this sort of mindset. Fighting racism with racism. Because that's all it is. Like, at the end of the day, we know that if we doing wrong. I'm not saying we all dirty. We all fall short of the glory. Let's just get that straight off the rip. Like, we all fall short. So every day we wake up, we supposed to wake up with a repentant heart. Like, I'm trying to be better today than I was yesterday. But with that being said, we know that there are some people that just ain't there yet for whatever reason. And so all these excuses that we give, economics, upbringing, environment, all that stuff, it's still not an excuse. It's a reason. One can look at it as a reason, but it's not an excuse. And it's time for us to start challenging this behavior, because what has happened is this behavior has put them, us, and society in this compromising position that we're in right now. Like, it's time to stop doing dirt, man. But the only way we're going to stop doing it is to switch up. Good book says that we're supposed to be transformed by the renewing our minds. Like, there's no way you can transform unless you renew your mind. There's no way you can switch up unless you literally switch up in your mind. Remove zombie-like thought and replace it with clear conscious thought. Real talk. You guys take care. Thanks for tuning in.